All right. Now let's get back to the final leg of this thing here. Now, this question is asking us to find a line that is parallel to whatever equation that's been given, going through -2 and 1. We know that in order for something to be parallel, the m needs to be 3 as well. It's just that we don't know the y-intercept of the new equation. So if we have to rewrite the equation, it should be 3x plus c. Since we don't actually know what is the c value, have they given us an x and y pair? Of course they have. X equals to -2. Y equals to 1. Okay? And you basically put x equals to -2, y equals to 1. 3 times -2 plus c. Now, if you keep going to the arrow, 1 equals to -6 plus c. If you really don't know how to do this, use solve, but otherwise c equals to 7. So find the equation. So your new equation should be c is 7, m is 3, 3x plus 7. You can do this without actual calculator for this one here. For the next one here, again, is a bit harder in that we first need to figure out the value of the gradient. Now remember, if something is perpendicular, m1 times m2 equals to -1. All right, m1 happens to be, -5/2. The other value, how do you, solve, to solve for this, what do we need to do? m2 is negative reciprocal. That's all you have to do. And so if that makes 0 sense, which I think it doesn't make a lot of sense, is what you do when we say the word negative reciprocal, all you're doing is flip 2 and 5 around and switch the sign to a plus, because at the moment it's negative. All right, at the moment it's -2/5. Negative reciprocal means flip the 2 and 5, change the sign to the opposite direction. Okay, so our gradient is 5/2. I think this is the easiest way to explain this. Otherwise, it will be hard. And so the new equation should be y equals to 2/5x plus c. Do we know what x and y equal to? Sure we do. 6 equals to 2/5 times 4 plus c. From this point here, solve for c. Now what does that equal to? To solve for c, well, you simply go 6 minus 2/5 times 4. Don't even bother to simplify this stuff. It's 22/5. And so your final solution, your final answer would be 2/5x plus 22/5. Okay? That's it. Let's keep on moving down to this one here. Solving. Are we up to the solving simultaneous equation? Yes, we are. Solving simultaneous equation. Well, I'm only going to do, look, they're more or less, if you can do one, you can do all of them. I'm only doing one of them. Okay. So control N gets rid of everything. Control N. Okay. So we're going to put one here. We go here. Menu, algebra, 7, solve linear equation. You've got 2 lines of equation, x and y. Okay, so you type the equation in. Y equals to 8 minus 6x. Y equals to 4x minus 12. X equals to 2. So basically x equals to 2. Y equals to -4. Okay, let's do another one here. Slightly more difficult because the question here doesn't have any actual, it's like, well, you're not exactly doing this by hand. Therefore, you don't actually have to worry about this like the substitution or elimination methods. Just use algebra, linear equation, x and y, provide they're using x and y as well. 9x minus 2y equals to 3. So folks, when you're revising this, I really hope you are using your CAS at every opportunity. There's no shortcuts to CAS. Cheat sheet is not going to help you with CAS. It purely depends on what you've been using. So x equals to 1 and 3. Done. X equals to 1, y equals to 3. Okay? I'm not going to do the other two. It's exactly the same method. This one here is a bit more tricky. But if you get questions that looks like this, there is nothing to stop you from using the CAS. I mean, using CAS here doesn't really look like it's going to work for you, is it? Or really? No, it doesn't. Yes, you can still use CAS. Please continue to use CAS. Never allow an opportunity to move away from using the CAS. It's just that you need to actually know how to do this, like the steps through. So there's nothing stopping me using the CAS to find the A and B value. So menu, algebra, solve system of equation. Now it's just that this one here is instead of x and y, well, they use A and B. Okay, so don't get too confused as to what. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so what have they typed in? And so A equals to 3b minus 5. The next one is A equals to b plus 1. Okay, while the calculator does not tell you the solution, they literally tell you what A and B equals to. So at the very least, you know what the final answer should look like. Okay, A, B in the order of 4, 3. Let's look at the first line. Substitute 1 into 2, folks. We do, So what's happening here? Well, A equals to 3b minus 5. A equals to b plus 1. I mean, if both of them equal to A, then they should equal to each other. So 3b minus 5. You simplify this equation around. So what did they do here? Yeah. 3b. Oh, yeah. Wait, what happened here? Equals to 1. Oh, okay. I forgot. Now, it's 2b because they've made the b to move over to the left. So they've got 2b remaining. How on earth do they get the 6? They move the negative 5 over to the other side. So you've got 2b equals to 6. They must equal to 3. Substitute b equals to 3 back into the equation 2. So a equals to b plus 1, meaning it's 3 plus 1, which equals to 4. Okay? So once you figure this out, the stuff is actually quite straightforward. Substitute b into equation 1 to check if this is right. B is 3. So b equals to 3. Substitute it back into equation 1. It's 3 times 3. 3 times 3 minus 5, it should equal to 4. Is that what? Is A equals to 4? Yes, sir. Is B equal to 3? Yes, sir. Done. Complete. For this question here, again, do not hesitate. You must make sure you use your CAS calculator to actually get the things done. Go to CAS, system of equation. I mean, you can use either of the equations, except the other one deals with quadratics and stuff. Again, instead of x and y, this time it's m and n. Now remember, the order of the letter is important because that will affect the order of the letter that's appearing. If you use n and m by accident, just make sure you flip the two numbers around. Okay, and so we type the equation in. M plus n equals to 4. 3m minus 2n equals to 7. Boom. And so because I define m and n in that order, 3 matches to m, 1 matches to n. Now, if you got the CX, this is CX1. If you guys happen to have the CX2, then the thing will actually tell you which is which. Okay, so this one is slightly more convoluted in that there's a bracket involved. You're substituting. Look, they've rearranged the equation to get m in terms of n. In terms of m, but m equals to 4 take away n. we are basically translating that particular equation into the second one, and we are replacing this with 4 minus n into the second, into the second equation, here, into this one here. Again, that's wrong again. We're moving into the m value. I'm so sorry. It looks like a dog's breakfast. So 3 times m. m is 4 minus n. Expand the bracket, 12 minus 3n. Okay, you need to be able to do that. So you still have 12n, but negative 3n. Oh, no. Negative 3 minus 2n, it should be negative 5n plus 12. Okay, negative 5n stays there, but 12 goes over. It changes sign, so it becomes 7 minus 12. It's negative 5. Well, negative 5 times what number is negative 5? The answer is 1. It doesn't do anything. Nothing has changed. Does n equal to 1? Yes, it is. So we're correct. You substitute n equals to 1 back into equation 1. Equation 1 is m plus n equals to 4. And so m would now equals to 4 take away n. If n equals to 1, m equals to 3. That's exactly what we got, okay? So to substitute this back in, well, if m equals to 3, n equals to 1, we're substituting this into equation 2, by the way. So 3 times 3 minus 2 times 1, that's 9 minus 2, it equals to 7, okay? Done.